Tonight, Independent National Electoral Commission declares All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu as president-elect, issued certificate of return. National Population Commission inaugurates 2023 Census Publicity Committee. Doctors at the ILORIN General Hospital resume after 48 hours of boycotting work. Plus, updates from the world of entertainment and sports. This is the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA ILORIN News Tonight. Good evening and welcome. I am Kehinde Omolosho. The Independent National Electoral Commission has declared the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu as winner in the 2023 presidential election. In the final computation, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress polled 8,794,726 votes. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party polled 6,984,520 votes, while Peter Obi of the Labour Party scored 6,101,533 votes, and Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigeria People's Party garnered 1,496,687 votes. The three leading presidential candidates won in 12 states each, while Kwankwaso claimed only Kano State. Tinubu urged Atiku, a former vice president and his closest challenger, with no fewer than 1.8 million votes.
That Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has issued certificate of return to the president-elect. Receiving the certificate of return from the INEC chairman, Mahmood Yakubu, the president-elect announced the dedication of the document to what he called the day Nigerians come together and vowed to work together to make a peaceful, prosperous nation. He inspired the guests to be steadfast in all they do, noting that if he could become the president-elect, they could even do better. He expressed hope that soon a young man shall also lead the country and a woman would also lead. Nigerians resident in ILORIN have commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for declaring the winner of this Saturday's presidential election despite efforts at scuttling the process. People that spoke to NTA News see the emergence of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a true reflection of a popular mandate. Abdulafiz Alaya reports.
Nigerians on Saturday came out in their numbers to elect another president who will succeed incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari and has since been waiting for the outcome of the election. The long-awaited time is here as INEC declared APC candidate as the winner and president-elect.
Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
The declaration of the winner of the presidential election against all odds, people believe is a good omen for the nation's democracy.
The next opponent is 6 million. Next to it is 6 million. You can imagine. That shows for what everybody, that means one man, one vote, work.
Constitution of Nigeria said that you have to have 25% in 24 states, and you have to have the highest number of votes in the country, and he had it, so he deserves it.
Naturally, if 3 people or 4 people are fighting for a position, it's only one person is going to get that position. We should not see election as do and die affair.
The keenly contested election has produced a deserving winner, a first-class chartered accountant and experienced politician. Public expectation, therefore, is for all parties to accept the people's verdict and move on in the interest of all.
And is the man that already been lifting so many people to the position, so it is right time for him also to rule Nigeria.
Any of them deserve it, so it has fair to hand. Now they should join hand. Let's move Nigeria forward.
You have to bury your personal interest and support this president-elect now. And the president-elect, you cannot do it alone. You have to accommodate opposition.
While Nigerians are advised to remain calm, even in the face of provocation, INEC is encouraged to up its game and correct the noticeable shortfalls ahead of the coming elections. Abdulafiz Alaya, NTA News.
The 2023 presidential and national assembly elections across the country have been adjudged to be better than the previous elections in terms of peaceful conduct of the elections and the provision of adequate security. A cross-section of Nigerians who spoke with Ahmad Fulani charged the electoral umpire to improve on the functionality of beavers in the governorship and state assembly elections.
On Saturday, February 25th, Nigerians went to the poll to elect their next president and legislators. Although the exercise across the country was not without some hiccups, INEC was scored above average for conducting a peaceful and violence-free elections. The resilience of Nigerians who trooped out to cast a vote for candidates of their choice was also commended.
Compared to the previous elections, I think they have tried. Then they should again, since beavers is in the Electoral Act, so it becomes a legal instrument for conducting election. And you can see the outcry in the coalition now that many of the parties and their agents, they are complaining about the performance of beavers. I realized that the working of the beavers, to some extent, get defected by the handlers.
It was quite remarkable. Nigeria kept date with February 25th, which INEC set aside for presidential and national assembly elections. So to that extent, we can say that Nigeria is making progress in terms of democratic development.
Tackling unemployment should be the paramount task of the incoming administration in Nigeria if the country is to win the war against insecurity and inflation.
Part of what is creating unemployment is our power system. Because you discover that the small, medium enterprise who depend on power supply, those that cannot afford the cost of diesel to service their generator, they are out of job. But if our national grid is improved and we have a more stable power supply, the welders, the ice cream sellers, the pure water sellers, and other fabricating businesses will remain in business.
Last Saturday's presidential election was the 7th since democracy returned in 1999. Ahmad Fulani, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force has debunked the arrest of some individuals in Maitama, Abuja, with electoral materials and some bimodal voter accreditation system beavers machines by its operatives. A statement by the police public relations officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi says operatives of the Nigeria Police Force, acting on a tip from residents of Maitama who reported suspicious activities in the area, visited the location, interviewed the occupants, and conducted a search on the house. Some electoral materials and beavers machine were discovered in the course of search. However, the Independent National Electoral Commission, when contacted, confirmed that the occupants of the house are staff of Emperor Technology, outsourcing engineering services to the INEC, and they were immediately released to go about their lawful business. The force, while urging well-meaning members of the public to discountenance the false and misconstrued narrative being spread by some sections of the media about the arrest of these individuals and their link with beavers manipulation, charged reporters and media houses to endeavor to do due diligence and ascertain the veracity of the information in the public space before spreading such to avoid being victims of the breaking news syndrome. Olumuyiwa Adejobi also charged citizens to avoid the creation and spread of misinformation and disinformation which are capable of causing disaffection between the populace and the state actors, more so as the country is at a critical and sensitive moment in our democracy. The Kwara State government has pledged its commitment to ensuring the success of the 2023 population and housing census. Deputy Governor Kayode Alabi made the pledge at the inauguration of the 2023 Publicity Committee. The report. In a bid to generating accurate, dependable, reliable, and acceptable population and housing census, the National Population Commission has brought together stakeholders to educate, inform, and enlighten citizens on the need to partake in the census. Kwara State Deputy Governor Kayode Alabi says the National Housing and Population Census will help generate data for planning in the country.
Given the scope of the rigorous activities of the population census, the need for adequate publicity and advocacy for general public and especially to the grassroots is imperative to the overall success of the exercise.
Critical programs like the population census to the Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission in Kwara State, Abdulrazak Gidado, suffer from wrong perceptions like misinformation, distortion of facts and figures, and fake news. As such, they need to generate contents that will guide against such.
The overarching vision of the 2023 census is to be able to produce not only accurate, reliable, and acceptable census data, but also an inclusive and user-friendly data that will be used by all segments of the society.
Then followed the inauguration of the 2023 Census Publicity Committee. General Manager NTA ILORIN, Toyin Alade Atomode, believes the committee will assist the Commission in sensitizing people of the state on the need to participate in the population and housing census.
And they should make themselves available for the head counting and house counting. So we are to inform them to let them know the importance of the forthcoming assignments.
Highlight of the inauguration was the display of a documentary on the process and gains of population and housing census in the country. News tonight, we go on a break to be back with more reports. Stay tuned.
And cut! Me, wait, don't they hungry?
Emi Ghana, oyi ti fẹ́ máa kọ́ mi.
Everybody knows, say, I be real person. Even for my acting. Now original. Enjoy my people. As now they see me so, I know they joke with anything where they bring rich flavor, totori nutrition, and great taste. Like my Checkers custard make 3-in-1. The Totorica, Bangba, and rich custard.
Can someone get these two out of my set now?
Good thing good, I beg. I no go lie. This na custard.
Checkers. Na custard be that.
The pain of war knows no tribe or religion. War engulfs everyone, rich or poor. Homes are destroyed, emptied by the darkness of war. During war, everybody loses, nobody wins. The innocent pays the price of our ego with their blood. They are badly affected by a decision they didn't make. Dialogue is the only way out. We are stronger together. We should never separate. We are one Nigeria. Our oneness, our strength, our beauty.
And moving on to entertainment news. The highly anticipated Africa Magic Yoruba series titled Irora Iya, which means A Mother's Agony, is set to debut today, March 1, 2023. Olufemi Olaleye has details of this and more from the world of entertainment.
The series, which promised to be a captivating blend of drama, suspense, and cultural richness, is already generating reactions among fans of African storytelling. According to the executive head of content and West African channels, MultiChoice Nigeria, Dr. Busola Tejumola, the series showcased the rich cultural heritage of Yoruba people as it highlights the hidden secrets of human trafficking, including various challenges faced by teenage girls in our society and how they navigate them. Nigerian Rema hit single Calm Down continues its fine international form as it breaks into the top 20 of the Billboard Hot 100. The single remix with Selena Gomez has reached and enjoyed impressive success in the US, where it has sold over 1 million units, thus earning it an RIAA Platinum plea. Also, Chiji Mokeme returns to play a character named Gaza in Ramsey Nouah's highly anticipated film titled Tokumbo. According to him, he's getting more roles in movies after making a remarkable comeback as the ruthless star in Netflix Shantytown. Olufemi Olaleye, NTA News.
And now sports. Nigeria international Kelechi Iheanacho has expressed his disappointment following Leicester City's exit from the Emirates FA Cup. Mohamed Hassan has more on sports updates.
The Foxes were knocked out of the competition following a 2-1 defeat from Blackburn Rovers at the King Power Stadium on Tuesday night. Blackburn Rovers led 2-0 before Iheanacho reduced the deficit. The 26-year-old has now scored 18 goals in 24 appearances in the competition. The coach of the Nigerian under-20 men national team, Ladan Bozo, says his boys will defeat Uganda in their African under-20 Cup of Nations quarter-final on Thursday 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Victory in the game will see the Flying Eagles secure a place at the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup to be hosted by Indonesia later in the year. French Football Federation President Noël Le Graët resigned on Tuesday following accusations of sexual and psychological harassment, bringing to an end more than a decade in charge. The 81-year-old's resignation comes 13 days after the publication of a damning report of mismanagement practices at the FFF, but despite that, it emerged that he was set to continue working for the world governing body, FIFA, at the recently opened office in Paris. Mohamed Azan, NTA News.
Sports Update concludes a package on news tonight. Good evening.
For more news and programs, you can visit our website on www.ntailorin.com.ng. Download the NTA ILORIN app from Google Play Store on your Android devices. You can also watch our news on NTA ILORIN YouTube channel.